Greetings, Ian from RTO here. Welcome to Good Friday, Easter weekend. And today we have got 3 shows for you, and we're going to kick off today with a live album ranking, and we're going to be looking at the super progressive rock group of Transatlantic. Now, they've recently released a new live album. That's why we are doing this. Of course, Transatlantic consists of Neil Morse, ex-Spock's Beard, Ronnie Stolt of Capaya, the Flower Kings, Pete Travavis of Marillion, Keno and Edison's Children, Mr. Mike Portnoy, ex-Dream Theater, Sons of Apollo, the Winery Dogs, and various other things. They were formed in 1999 as a side project from their full-time bands. They disbanded for a little while in 2002 but returned in 2009. Now, apart from them 4 guys on stage, they've had people helping with extra keyboards, and they've had Daniel Gleeden now of Pain Salvation has often joined the band. However, due to illness, Ted Leonard from Spock's Beard and Chant and Thought Chamber have stood in as well. So we'll have a look at the 6 live albums. They are all fantastic, every single one of them. I mean, they're long, you don't get just one side, you get 3 hours of good solid music. It was very hard to actually rank these because they are all good. So, here we go. Coming in at number 6. Now, this one is from 2010, and it's called More Is Never Enough Live in Manchester. And it's Neil, Ronnie, Mike and Pete, with Daniel giving the extras on keyboards and backing vocals and guitars. CD1. The whole of CD1 is the whole of The Whirlwind, which is a brilliant album. It sounds fantastic live. CD2, now that's 79 minutes long. CD2 is 71 minutes long. And we get All of the Above, We Need Some Lights, and Jewel with the Devil. Absolute killer tracks. And CD3 is a very short one of 39 minutes and 20 seconds. Bridge Across Forever and Stranger in Your Soul. This is a good album, but they've sort of done 2 albums of this. And this one, I thought I could understand why they brought this one out after the other one. It's a great album, don't get me wrong. I brought the other one the year before. So I'm just going to give this an 8 out of 10 because it's just quality. But I've got this twice. I was a bit disappointed when I just buy it. You don't just another live album from Transatlantic. Bang! Oh, I've got this already. So I'll give that one an 8 out of 10. Okay, coming in at number 5 is their most recent one they released this year, and it's called The Final Flight at l'Olympia in Paris, and it was recorded last year in July, so it's one of the first sort of concerts after the pandemic and that. And joining the guys this time is Ted Leonard. So basically it's the whole of the Absolute Universe, both versions, or the 3 versions. So on CD1 it's the Absolute Universe intro, the overture, Reaching for the Sky, which is a fantastic track, Higher Than the Morning, The Darkness in the Light, Take My Soul, Bully, which is very short, Rainbow Sky, Looking for the Light, The World We Used to Know, it's brilliant. Then CT2 is the M-Pit Mike Portnoy intro. Then we get The Sun Comes Down, I love that, Love Made Away, which is a prelude, Howl Howl is really good. Belong and Solitude, excellent tracks. Lonesome Rebel, Can You Feel It, Looking for the Light, a reprise. The Greatest Story Never Ends, Love Made Away. And then On CD3 you get some of other stuff. You get the Whirlwind Suite again. You get an intro with Neil Morse and Ronnie Stout. We Need Some Light, and the final melody. I think this is absolutely fantastic. But do I need 3 versions of the same album? No. I mean, we got it on the album. I think they would have been better off just mixing it up a little bit. But it's still good, don't get me wrong. This is absolutely amazing. So I'll give this an RTO ranking of 8.5. Okay then, coming in at number 4. This is from 2003, and it is called Live in Europe. So it's Neil, Mike, Ronnie and Pete. Daniel's with them this time. And first track on here is Duel with the Devil, which is one of my favourite tracks by Transatlantic. My New World, We All Need Some Light, brilliant. The Sweet Charlotte Pike medley, pretty cool. Stranger in Your Soul and All the Above, which is a killer track. It's a sterling album, perfect playing. These are such good musicians. I mean, the best bit of this are the Beatles pieces you get from the Abbey Suite as well. That's thrown into the Charlotte Pike medley. Except the Sun King, but it's just a fantastic album. I do tend to play this one a little bit more because it's not as long as the other. Although we've got tracks of 26 minutes, 30 minutes on it. It's a pretty cool album. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 9 out of 10. Okay, then coming in at number 3. This is their first live album, Live in America, in 2001, and it's just Neil, Mike, Ronnie and Pete. So we get some. First track you got on here is from the first album, All of the Above. That's absolutely fantastic. I keep saying that. Then we get this little Beatles sort of medley. We get Mystery Train, and then we get Magical Mystery Tour and Strawberry Fields. Brilliant. We All Need Some Light. Stellar track. Then we get Watcher of the Skies, the introduction, this great Genesis on the Mellotron, which goes into a sterling version of Firth the Fifth. My New World, and then we get this medley. Now this is very cleverly made up. The first track on there is more to This World, which is a Flower Kings song from Ronnie Stout. Then you Go Your Own Way, Neil Morse, Spock's Beard. And then we get The Great Escape, of course, Marillion for Pete. And finally 3, a Dream Theater track, and they throw in She's So Heavy by the Beatles at the end, just to make sure. Now, there is a lot of history behind this live album. This tour went out on without much rehearsal time, but you wouldn't know it, how the way they play on here. Absolutely brilliant. This is one of the first concerts of the tour, apparently, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. You know, they don't play they made the album, probably had to go and do stuff with their other bands, and then they come back on tour and they play brilliant. Just absolutely amazing this album is. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 9.3. So number 2. Now we've spoken about this already. This one's actually called the Whirlwind Tour. Now this is recorded at the Shepherd's Bush Empire. The other one was done in Europe, in Tilburg in Sweden. So it's the same. Neil, Ronnie, Mike and Pete with Daniel. Same, basically it's the same CD. The Whirlwind, All of the Above, We Need Some Light, Devil, Duel with the Devil, Bridge Across Forever and Stranger in Your Soul. Of the 2 albums, I think this is the better album. I think the recording for a start is much better. Secondly, there is certainly more atmosphere on this than the other one. The other one, there's hardly any ripple of crowd, but the crowd sounds a little bit better on this. I mean, the other one was More in the Never was recorded in Manchester and Tilburg, but this was done in London, and they seem to be a lot more energy. And the Shepherd's Bush Empire is a really good place to record stuff. It's a really good concert venue anyway. So the sound sounds a lot better. I mean, I don't know what, but I do prefer this version. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 9.5. Okay, my number one album, and this is just a superb album. It's from 2014, and it was recorded on the KaLIVEoscope tour, and it's called KaLIVEoscope. So you've got Neil Morse, Ronnie Stolt, Mike Portnoy, Peter Travis, and Ted Leonard, and this is recorded in Tilburg. So the first track is Into the Blue, which I absolutely adore. My New World, fantastic stuff again. Shine, some great keyboards on that from Mike, I mean Neil and Ted coming in as well, really good. Then we get the Whirlwind Melody, which is the best version I've ever heard of it. Beyond the Sun, fantastic. And then the fantastic KaLIVEoscope, which is absolutely brilliant. Then you get this little Neil and Ronnie duet having a lark around. Then we got We Need Some Light, always brilliant. Black as the Sky, it's a superb version on this. And then they do a little bit of covering, and the first one they do on this is a beautiful version of Nights in White Satin by the Moody Blues. And then they get a guest come up on stage, and it's Thies Van Leer from Focus. So they do a stonking version of Sylvia and then go into Hocus Pocus, which is absolutely brilliant on here. They really have a good time. Then we get a medley of All of the Above and Stranger in Your Soul to end the show. This is just brilliant. I like this one so much because it's got some great stuff from two of my favourite albums, and the covers they do on here are brilliant. Nights in White Satin is just beautiful, and it's great to have Thies on stage with them doing the Focus numbers. I just think this is absolutely out the top drawer. The sound is brilliant, much better than the Tilburg stuff from the 2010 album. So I shall give this one an RTO ranking of 9.6. So there we go. A bit of prog for you. We've got some prog next week for you as well. Next up, we are going to have a look at the brand new album from Depeche Mode, Momentum Mori. And then we'll have a quick look at the Saxon covers album as well. So that's all coming up. I'll see you later. Bye for now.